this a disease? Is this something that is genetic? Is this something that happened in their lifetime? Certain kind of traumas that they're not able to overcome, and so they've found a relief in drugs and alcohol. One of the difficulties is that people come in this house with an illusion that what they were doing was working somewhat in their life, and they spend a lot of energy trying to convince other people that what they're doing is okay, even though they know that it didn't work for them, because it seems as though it fits in with what they want to do and what they believe about themselves. The person that has that lies about what they're doing in their life are the people that strongly believe in their own lie. And to break that down by pointing out that it doesn't work, especially when they're given simple day-to-day tasks, it gives them a chance to see that what they're doing is working against them, and it is an illusion. So part of that is dismantling the whole picture of what the addict alcoholic puts forth to the public and to their friends to see, while they stay or try to stay safe behind it without dealing with the issues that drive them to substance abuse. Now, I think the success of Liberty House that I've observed so far is that there is never any compromise to the disease itself or to character defenses, character defects that people put out there and try to get other people to buy as their way of life. That is concentrated, the energy of the house is concentrated on dismantling the character defense, the lies, the illusions that people believe that they have that makes their life work, when they constantly prove that it doesn't work by relapsing to drug and alcohol use. And the more that they can look at the reality of what life is about for them and use that energy to change things in their life rather than try to convince people that they're okay, the better chance they have in dealing with how life comes at them.
Getting a person to see the truth about who they are is one of the major differences between Liberty House and other places, is to find that truth and accept that as being who you are and owning that.
He makes the choice. If he gets honest, he has to deal with the discomfort of his life and not blame mom and dad for what went on as a reason that he can use drugs.
And that whole process grounds someone to the reality of like who they are. Like, this is what I was thinking, but this is what was really going on.
And dismantling the defense system, especially with addicts and alcoholics, still left them very vulnerable to relapse, because when you take away defense systems, the people have a hard time learning something new to present. And I think one of the things that happens in Liberty House is when an addict alcoholic lets go of his major defense, that is chemical use, other things start to surface. And using the matrix of a 12-step program where they can be safe, they still need a chance to deal with what is surfacing underneath. And I think Liberty House has had success because they're very, very conscious of dealing with what comes up underneath, which is the behavior and the character defenses that people still try to use to keep away from dealing with the reality of being responsible in the world.
We get to the bottom of what's going on. We get to the truth and behavior and attitudes and, just our structures designed to bring out the part of the person that they need to change, and they can see it.
that really helps is everyone I know is in the program. All my good friends are in the program, and I mean, that's pretty much my life now, and I can't see ever giving that up. I mean, all those years of drugs and, you know, doing drugs and drinking, it's really what I was looking for is what I found in the program. You know, I was scared of people in my life, and now it's like I'm not anymore, and I can go into a packed room of, you know, program people, you know, at a meeting and feel totally comfortable, and I never felt like that before. So it's sort of put me on the path that led me here, you know, and at some point I realized that I was supposed to be here, and another thing that changed in my mind through doing essays and all that stuff that we have to do here, at some point my perception changed to that too, and I realized that all that stuff was in place to help me, and if I did that stuff, it would help me. All the signing in and taking your shoes off, putting your shoes on, and the strikes and all that stuff.
All those long groups.
Oh, it was cool though. I mean, a lot of people looked at it like, you know, they didn't like it, and then they resisted it, and then it made it like torture. But for me, it was like I just saw it like I enjoyed it. It got to the point where I really enjoyed it, and it was fascinating, especially the groups.
Ideas and
you can't change behavior in 30 days.
Well, that's another
You know,
thing
it
I should mention
process.
too was the big rehab. I mean, it was a good place to be introduced to that kind of thing, but it was big. I mean, there's a lot of people in there, and to me, Liberty House is like it's like the concentrated version of that. It was like putting my sobriety through a funnel.
The difference between this place and being in the rehab was that you had nowhere to hide.
Oh yeah, rehab you could sort of
There's what?
skate by.
He had nowhere to hide.
Yeah, because rehab you can sort of get lost in the crowd, you know, but you couldn't do that.
A big rehab with a lot of people is easy to
slip through and unnoticed.
through the cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it is a scary thing to think about if you're, you know, just going into it, but it's the best thing, I think. Well, like I said, it's the best thing that ever happened to me, and I'm proof, you know, I'm still sober.
It's great to see the change in you from when you started. You have come such a long way since you came in, and you really helped to hold the house down during the day. Keep it up.